Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, chugging along through the week, and today ought to be a fun day. At least for the conservatives. The liberals are going to lose their collective minds today. Tonight we get Trump's address to a joint session of Congress. Basically, this is the State of the Union, but the first speech by the president, by a newly elected president. It's not called the State of the Union. Don't ask me why. Okay. But it's going to be interesting to hear what he gets to talk about, and certainly interesting to hear what the Democrat response is. Because today, the 25% tariffs go into effect on both Canada and Mexico. And of course, the two countries are screaming bloody murder about it, and Trump's like, it's too late to do anything about it. Sorry, these are going into effect. I read a story this morning about, of course, liberals talking about this one, that Trump is pushing Canada further left, that Justin Trudeau's successor will certainly be another liberal. We'll see. I don't think the Canadians collectively want to have more Trudeauism in their government. It's been proven over the last 5 years to be an utter failure. I think it's 5 years. But the whole point of that is to bring manufacturing back to the United States. You build your car parts in Mexico, you build your cars in Mexico, great. You're going to pay 25% tax to bring it into the United States. Want to avoid that? Go build them in Detroit. Go build them in Ohio. Yeah, you know what? And then maybe you can stay competitive in the auto market. Guess what's happening? Companies are moving back to the U.S. We also have the 10% tariff on China. Taiwan Semiconductor just announced a $100 million, I think it was million, investment into production in the United States. What a concept. You want to sell your product here? You want to stay competitive? Build it in the U.S. That's a good thing. So that'll be one of the things that Trump talks about economically tonight, and that will maybe in the short term hurt us, you and me. In the long term, it's definitely going to help us. And I mean, honestly, how's it going to hurt us? Well, if you buy Canadian maple syrup, maybe it's going to get more expensive, or if you buy Mexican avocados, it's going to get more expensive. So here's an idea. Buy Vermont maple syrup and buy California avocados. Just a thought. Okay. So be interesting in the next few days to see what the prices of those things raise to. But that's just one. The big one came out last night. Trump has paused all military aid to Ukraine. Even if it's on a plane, even if it's on a ship, even if it's sitting in Poland waiting to be delivered. Ain't being delivered. Good. Zelenskyy, F-A-F-O. Okay, just going to tell you this. You think you can come into the White House and strong-arm Donald Trump? He ain't Joe Biden. He's not going to cower in a corner. He's going to call your bluff. And guess what? You just lost all the military aid that you were getting to fight the war that you want to continue forever, and most of the rest of the world wants it to end. It's either going to end by your choice to end it, or it's going to end by you getting your ass kicked. One of the two. But it's going to end. Sorry, your days of grifting, your days of milking the American cow and taking all this money. I mean, come on, this guy gets... if you didn't know this, Volodymyr Zelensky's salary as president is $11 million a month. The U.S. president gets $400,000 a year, just as an idea. Zelenskyy owns 15 houses. Must be nice to be the president of a very poor country. But hey, when you're one of the most corrupt countries in the world, you can get rich fast, right? Where'd that $100 billion go? Oh, Zelenskyy, oh, the Ukrainian oligarchs, oh, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, yada, yada, yada. There was something I read last week that it's estimated that Joe's kickback was $73 million from the money that was sent to Ukraine. Just saying. Okay. Verify it if we can, but I've read the story, but I can't confirm it. But so Trump's paused all military aid to Ukraine, which is great. The only thing I haven't seen is where it says Trump pauses all financial aid to Ukraine. Now, he hasn't sent any new money other than the stuff that's already been approved by the last administration. Nothing you can do about that. If it was already signed, sealed, and delivered with a delivery date of March 1st or March 10th or whatever it is, and it hasn't gone yet, that has to go. But no new money from the U.S. has been approved under the Trump administration. No, we're, at the moment, not looking at paying more pension funds, not looking at more agricultural support, et cetera, not looking at paying for all these people to go party in the streets in western Ukraine while eastern Ukraine burns. No. But that hasn't been ruled out. Also, the military aid, as Trump put it, is a pause. It does not mean it's a permanent termination of aid. So we are still feasibly considering sending more military aid to Ukraine. That'll be a topic of conversation tonight. It ought to be interesting to listen to Trump, because those two things are the economy and the war over there are probably a couple of the biggest issues on Americans' minds. But it's going to be interesting to hear what he has to say about a couple other things that are on our minds. How's the deportation program going? That's been pretty quiet lately. We haven't heard much. We haven't heard numbers on how many people are going. We hear little stories about, oh, they've moved on now to start pulling people out of small businesses, and you're seeing stories about some bakery down in Texas who doesn't have any employees anymore because they arrested all the employees because they were all illegals. Or a construction firm saying buildings stopped because all the illegals aren't there to work. Okay, hire Americans. That's it, pretty simple. I can't find anybody that's experienced. It's a freaking bakery. Train them, okay? Simply put. And I'd bet there's enough people out there that have construction experience that you can hire them. You just may have to pay them fair wages. Okay? Though the thing is that when the wages go up, so do the cost of houses. Be ready for that. But the other one, and we'll see what happens, that he'll probably talk about, is the Epstein list. And I don't know about you, but I'm a little perturbed at Pam Bondi. Because remember last week it was like, it's all sitting on my desk. I've read it. There's some nasty stuff in there. And then it turned out it was nothing. But Pam said it was all on her desk and she read it. Are you lying to us? Now she's come out and said that she was delivered truckloads of documents from the New York FBI. And we're going to know soon. I'll believe it when I see it. Trump's going to get a lot of questions on that. People want to know. People want to know who the pedophiles, who the corrupt criminals are in Washington, in Hollywood, running companies of stocks you potentially own. We want to know. It's time to clean up the country. Trump can only move so fast. Congress seems to be helping, which is good. But we'll see what happens in Congress in a week or so when all of a sudden they've got to do another budget deal. And my bet is we'll probably see another kick the can down the road scenario. And Trump's going to have to talk about that one too. Pinball